Awaken Light Audio. Awaken your mind. Ignite your light.
Always believe in yourself. No one can stop you but you. What if the only real thing standing between you and your next breakthrough is you? What if every no you've heard, from others, from life, from your own mind, only had power because you believed it? And what if, starting today, you stopped waiting for someone to save you, and finally chose to believe in yourself like everything depends on it? The world will tell you to wait. Wait until you're more qualified. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until someone else believes. But here's the truth. You've waited long enough. Your breakthrough won't come from outside approval. It won't come from a perfect moment. It will come the day you decide to believe in yourself, fully, fiercely. And finally, this isn't a motivational moment. This is a mirror. And if you're brave enough to look inside, you'll realize the power you've been searching for was always you. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Everything. Why belief in yourself is not optional. It's essential. What if the biggest enemy standing in your way has your face? What if your dream didn't die? It just grew silent, waiting for you to start believing again. And what if no amount of external validation could ever replace the quiet power of inner conviction? There's one thing that separates those who rise from those who remain: self-belief. Not arrogance, not delusion, but that unshakable whisper inside that says, I may not be there yet, but I will be. You've heard it before. Believe in yourself. It's on posters, in quotes, on t-shirts. But what does it actually mean? It means showing up when no one claps. It means trusting your voice before anyone else hears it. It means choosing to believe in your worth, your power, and your future, even when your present feels uncertain. Self-belief is not a mood. It's a decision. It's not just something you feel. It's something you build day by day, action by action. It's the foundation under your confidence, the engine behind your goals, the anchor when storms hit, the voice that says, get up, when failure says, stay down. Because here's the truth, most people won't tell you. Nobody is coming to believe in you more than you do. People may support you, cheer for you, love you, but if you don't believe in your own value, you'll sabotage every opportunity they hand you. Self-belief isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing yourself. In spite of the fear, it's not pretending you have all the answers. It's saying, I'll figure it out. I'll grow. I'll learn. It's walking into a room and not wondering if you belong, but knowing that your presence has purpose. Think about this. Every great invention, movement, masterpiece started with a single human who believed in something others couldn't yet see. Steve Jobs, Oprah, Elon Musk, Mala. They weren't just talented, they were convicted. They trusted their path before anyone understood it. And that belief, that's what made the world listen. The first practice, anchor your belief. Today, write this down. Where am I holding back because I doubt myself? What dream have I silenced because I didn't think I was ready? What would I start today if I believed I couldn't fail? Now pick one small action and do it. Not to prove anything to the world, but to prove to yourself that belief can be louder than fear. Remind yourself, I don't wait to believe in myself until I'm ready. I believe now, because belief is what makes me ready. No one can stop me, except the version of me that chooses to shrink. And I've outgrown that version. Chapter 2. Breaking the Inner Limitations. Your greatest walls are the ones you built. What if the reason you're stuck isn't because of your environment, but your inner narrative? What if your limits aren't real, just well-practiced thoughts you've mistaken for truth? And what if the biggest breakthrough of your life begins with unlearning the lies you've told yourself? Let's be honest, we all carry quiet beliefs that hold us back. I'm not smart enough. I'm too late. I've failed too many times. It's just not for people like me. But here's what you need to realize. These are not facts. They're fear. dressed up as logic, they sound reasonable, they sound familiar. And that's what makes them dangerous, because the longer you repeat a belief, the deeper it carves itself into your identity. Think about how many dreams have died, not because someone else said no, but because you did. Before the application was submitted, before the idea was pitched, before the first step was even taken, it ended in your own mind. Why? Because fear convinced you that trying wasn't worth it. Here's the shift. Your limitations are not permanent. They are programmable, and anything that was programmed can be rewritten. What you believe about yourself becomes your filter. It decides what you try, what you tolerate, and what you reach for. So the question is no longer, am I capable? The question is, what belief do I need to let go of so I can find out? The most powerful people in the world, they have the same fears you do, but they learned how to stop feeding them. They learned how to challenge their thoughts like a bad script. Who told me that? Is this actually true or just familiar? What would I do if I believed the opposite? That's how they rise, not by waiting to feel brave, but by breaking the belief systems that kept them small. The second practice, belief audit today. List out 3 beliefs that have held you back. Be honest, be specific, then ask, where did this belief come from? What evidence do I have against it? What new belief would serve me better? Write that new belief down, say it out loud, repeat it until it feels more true than the lie ever did. My limits don't live outside of me. They live in my thinking. And today, I start thinking different. I don't just break the pattern, I break the illusion. And when I do, nothing can hold me back. Chapter 3. Taking ownership. No one is coming to save you. The shift from hoping to holding the wheel. What if the life you're dreaming of is already possible, but you've been waiting for someone else to unlock it? What if no one is actually holding you back, except the part of you still waiting to be rescued? And what if the moment you stop blaming, stop waiting, and start owning, everything changes? We've all done it. Waited for permission, waited for the right time, waited for someone to see us, choose us, believe in us. We were taught that eventually someone would show up, a mentor, a partner, a breakthrough, to take us where we want to go. But the truth, no one is coming. And that's not bad news. It's the best news you'll ever hear. Because it means you don't have to wait anymore. The moment you take full ownership of your life, you stop outsourcing your power, you stop blaming your past, you stop waiting on perfect conditions. You stop needing someone else to pick you. You pick yourself. Yes, people can support you. Yes, circumstances can help, but no one is as responsible for your future as you are. No one can do the inner work for you. No one can rewrite your story except the person holding the pen. You taking ownership is scary, but it's liberating. It means if your life is messy, you get to clean it. If your habits are harmful, you get to change them. If your path feels stuck, you get to carve a new one. And when you stop playing the victim, you become the author. This shift changes everything. From why is this happening to me, to what am I going to do with this? From someone help me, to I've got me. I've got this. That's when real growth begins. The next practice, the ownership check-in. Ask yourself right now, where in my life am I still waiting for someone to fix it for me? What would change if I took full responsibility? Without shame? Without blame? What can I control today that I've been pretending is outside my power? Now write this sentence and say it aloud. I am no longer waiting. I choose to act. No one is coming to save me. And that's okay, because I've decided to show up. For my dream, for my healing, for my future. I don't wait for change. I become it. Chapter 4. The Daily Decision. Believing through action. Don't just believe with your mind. Prove it with your movement. What if belief wasn't something you feel, but something you do? What if the way to build confidence wasn't thinking more, but moving anyway? And what if the greatest act of faith isn't saying I believe, but showing up, even when no one's watching? Here's the truth. Self-belief isn't one big decision. It's 1,000 small ones. It's waking up when you could have slept. And it's starting before you're ready. It's working when you're tired. It's choosing discipline when motivation is nowhere to be found. That's belief in motion. Too many people confuse belief with hype. They think if they don't feel powerful, they don't have power. But belief isn't about emotion. It's about endurance. It's what you do on the days you don't feel it that shows who you really are, because anyone can act strong when it's easy. But the ones who rise, they move even when it's hard. They build momentum through motion, not mood. Let's be real. You won't always feel inspired. You won't always feel ready. But if you wait until you do, you'll wait forever. The people who change their lives aren't the ones who had time. They're the ones who made decisions. They chose action. They chose discomfort. They chose to keep showing up again and again and again. And every time they moved forward, even by 1 inch, they cast another vote for their future self. That's how belief becomes reality. Not all at once, but step by step, day by day, quietly, faithfully, consistently. Another practice, the 5-minute move, feeling stuck, overwhelmed, unmotivated. Don't wait to feel ready. Just pick one action, even for 5 minutes. Write the first sentence, take the first walk, press record, turn off the distraction, show up. Just once, right now, because belief is not proven in thought, it's proven in motion. Tell yourself, I don't need to feel powerful to take action. Action creates my power. Belief lives in what I choose, not just what I think. And today, I choose to move.
Chapter 5. The Noise Within. Overcoming self-doubt. When the enemy lives inside your own mind, what if the biggest critic you've ever faced lives in your head? What if the voice that's been holding you back isn't from the outside, but inside your own mind? And what if the most powerful thing you could do today is to stop believing everything you think? Self-doubt doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, "You're not enough. You're not ready. What if you fail again? Who are you to try?" It hides behind logic. It wears the mask of caution. And worst of all, it sounds like you, but make no mistake, that voice is not truth. It's just fear in disguise. We all hear that voice, even the most successful, confident, capable people you admire. They've heard it too, but they learned something powerful. You don't need to silence the voice, you just need to stop obeying it. Doubt is normal. Fear is familiar, but neither gets to drive your decisions. You don't need to feel 100% certain. To take a step forward, you just need to feel 1% more committed than you are afraid. That's enough. That's always been enough. Every time you take action in the presence of doubt, you weaken its grip. Every time you move anyway, you train your mind to listen to you, not your fear. And over time, your doubt gets quieter, not because it disappears, but because it loses its power over your choices. The next practice, talk back to the voice today. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. When that voice says, "You can't," ask, "Who says?" When it says, "What if you fail?" respond, "What if I fly?" When it says, "Not now," say, "If not now." Then take the next step. Not because you're sure, but because you're done letting doubt make the decisions. Remind yourself, I hear the doubt. I feel the fear, but I move anyway, because I'm no longer loyal to my limitations. I'm loyal to my becoming.
Chapter 6. Belief that survives failure. The power to keep believing. After the fall, what if belief didn't mean avoiding failure, but learning how to rise through it? What if real self-confidence isn't built before the fall, but after you've hit the ground and chosen to get up again? And what if the true test of belief isn't what you say when things go right, but what you do when everything goes wrong? Let's be honest, failure hurts. It breaks your rhythm, it bruises your pride, it makes you question everything. Was I wrong to try? Did I aim too high? Am I just not good enough? Those questions echo in the silence that comes after a fall. And in that silence, most people quit. Not because they're not capable, but because they think failure is evidence that they never were. But it's not. Failure isn't a stop sign. It's a signal to refine, to adjust, to evolve. And most importantly, it's a test of resilience. Because here's the thing no one says loud enough. Belief that only works when you're winning isn't real belief. Real belief survives setbacks. It holds you steady in the storm. It says, yes, this hurt, but I'm still here. I'm not done yet. The most powerful people in the world, they've failed more than you can count, but they never let the failure become their identity. They didn't say, I failed, so I'm a failure. They said, I failed, so I learned. And they kept going. You don't need to pretend it didn't hurt. You don't need to fake a smile. You just need to keep moving. Keep choosing yourself. Keep believing. Even if your voice shakes while doing it. Because nothing is more dangerous than someone who has fallen and still chooses to rise. One more practice, redefine the fall today. Reflect on a past failure that still haunts you. Ask yourself, what did I learn that I couldn't have learned without that moment? What strength did it grow in me? What would it look like to try again? Not as the same person, but as someone wiser. Then write this down. I am not my failure. I am who I became after it. I've failed, I've fallen, but I've also healed, I've grown, and most of all, I've kept believing. Because failure didn't break me, it built me. Chapter 7. The Voice That Builds. Speaking to yourself with power. Change the way you speak to yourself, and you'll change your life. What if the most influential voice in your life isn't from your past, your parents, or your critics, but your own? What if every day the way you talk to yourself is either building your future or slowly breaking it? And what if your next breakthrough doesn't come from working harder, but from speaking to yourself with more power? We all have an inner dialogue, and for most people, it's filled with criticism, comparison, and self-doubt. I should have done better. I'll never be like them. Why do I always mess this up? These words may seem harmless, but over time, they shape your identity. They become your lens. They decide what you reach for and what you silently accept. You speak to yourself more than anyone else ever will. So the question is, are you your greatest encourager or your harshest enemy? Because here's the truth. The voice you use with yourself becomes the standard. You accept from the world the most powerful shift you can make. Start speaking to yourself like someone you love. When you fail, speak gently. When you succeed, celebrate. When you struggle, support. Speak like someone who wants to see you win, someone who believes in your growth, not your perfection. Self-talk. It isn't fluff. It's a framework. It trains your brain on what's possible. And if you want to build belief that lasts, your inner voice must become a partner, not a prison. The next practice, rewrite your inner script. Start with awareness when you catch yourself being harsh. Pause. Would you say that to a friend? What truth can you speak instead? Write a few new truths and repeat them daily. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm allowed to start again. This setback doesn't define me. My response does. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be faithful. I am no longer the voice that tears me down. I am the voice that lifts me up, because I've realized my words aren't just sounds, they're spells, and I choose to cast strength. Chapter 8. The Unstoppable Mindset. When nothing can shake you, you were built for the storm, not to avoid it. What if strength wasn't found in never falling, but in rising so many times even fear got tired of testing you? What if unshakable? It wasn't about never breaking, but about learning how to rebuild stronger every time. And what if the mindset you need is not one that hides from struggle, but one that transforms through it? The people you admire, the ones who seem untouchable, fearless, unstoppable, aren't that way because life went easy on them. They got that way by refusing to quit when life hit the hardest. They weren't born unbreakable. They became that way. Through fire, through failure, through faith. Unstoppable doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means pain no longer owns you. Unstoppable doesn't mean you don't have doubts. It means your commitment is louder than your questions. It means the storm can rage, and you still move forward. It means people can doubt you, and you still choose yourself. It means life can hit hard, and you still rise. With purpose in your spine and fire in your breath, the unstoppable mindset isn't magic. It's muscle built through reps of persistence, reps of belief, reps of self-discipline, when nobody's watching, and over time, you become someone even you are impressed by. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Another practice? Build the muscle today. Act like someone who is unstoppable. What's one thing you've been avoiding? Do it. What's one habit you keep breaking? Recommit. What's one area where fear still controls you? Face it. Don't wait to feel strong. Train it through movement, through follow-through, through refusal to quit. Remind yourself, I am not waiting. To become unstoppable, I am unstoppable. Because I keep moving forward. Everything tells me to stop. I am fire-tested, storm-proven. Unshaken. I don't fear the fight. I am the fight. Chapter 9. The Final Awakening. Believe again. Rise again. You are not done. You are just beginning. What if you've been underestimating what lives inside you? What if the version of you that could change everything is already in there, waiting for you to stop holding back? And what if all this time you didn't need more time, more permission, more proof? You just needed to believe again, not with blind optimism, not with wishful thinking, but with a grounded, unshakable, earned belief built through fire, built through failure, built through faith in motion. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are becoming, and every scar, every stumble, every start over has been shaping someone who doesn't give up. You've already survived what you thought would break you. You've already carried weights others never saw. You've already shown up on days when quitting felt easier. And that alone, that means you're ready. Not for perfection, but for rebirth. This is your moment to stop waiting, to stop waiting, to stop watching, to stop wondering, what if, and start becoming the answer. You don't need them to believe in you. You don't need the past to approve. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to say, I believe again, I rise again. I move forward now, not later. The last practice, declare your becoming. Today, speak this aloud, not quietly, not timidly, not someday, but now. Like someone who is done hiding, I don't need more time. I need to choose, and I choose me. I believe in the power that built me. I trust the path I'm walking. I rise, not as who I was, but as who I was always meant to be. The final reminder, this is not the end. This is the ignition, the death of doubt, the awakening of destiny. And no one can stop me, but me. And I've already made the choice. I'm done standing in my own way. I rise, I move, I believe again.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.